We need extreme transparency on this Russia issue. We should have a transparency initiative administration-wide to declassify and release this information to the American people so they can find out about the government corruption, evidently, that was behind the targeting of Donald Trump. Government corruption that has been unmatched in recent history by all accounts. And right now the deep state is controlling the transparency here, or the secrecy and the stonewalling. And I'd recommend the White House intervene directly to release this, as they did with the Nunes memo. If the deep state had its way, we would never know about the Nunes memo and the big lies behind the dossier and the corruption of the FISA court process. And they have a lot to hide. Everything is collapsing around them. That's the big news this week. It began with the Nunes memo. It's been slowly but surely, but it culminated in many ways with the Nunes memo, and it's just gotten worse and worse. The Russia collusion story is collapsing. There was no Trump-Russia collusion. The only evidence for it was spurious allegations created by Clinton campaign vendors, Fusion GPS, and this foreign national spy Steele. That's the only basis for it. Don't be distracted by anything else, and it's collapsing. So the news about this Democratic memo coming out, which is the counter to the Nunes memo that the Democrats created after they failed to obstruct the release of the information, so they thought, well, maybe we should put our spin on it. That's going to be terrible for the Democrats, because it's going to remind us that it was their party that funded the dossier that was behind the Trump spying, brought to the Trump warrant, this targeting Carter Page. But there were other things that the dossier was used for to target the Trump people with. So I'm very interested to see this Democratic memo that talks about a Democratic-funded dossier paid for with Democratic funds, as I said, the Clinton campaign and the Democratic National Committee, used by a Democratic administration to go after the opposition to the Democratic candidate. I'm very interested to know in that memo what's in it. I'm interested to see the defense. As I said last week, we found there was another dossier, this one created by the Kerry State Department, targeting Donald Trump. They gathered information and sent it over to one of their buddies in the United States Senate, classified information on Russia. They vacuumed it up the last days of the administration to target Trump. And now in the paper today, I think, there's a Obama State Department official who admits that he was talking to not only Steele, but Sidney Blumenthal, Clinton Foundation guy, Clinton henchman, hatchet man, whatever you want to call him, regular email correspondent with Hillary Clinton that Judicial Watch uncovered in all the Clinton emails. Constant. Blumenthal sent Hillary Clinton a dossier, it looks like every week. It's no surprise he was helping out on this dossier effort targeting real President Trump. I keep on calling him by his Twitter handle, Real Donald Trump. We have a FOIA for the State Department on the Steele communications, the dossier communications. So we'll see what that uncovers. All of that's collapsing. And what's being exposed is now the President Obama's maybe direct involvement in all of this. Now, one of the interesting things, and this is the dishonest liberal media, they've kept President Obama out of this. You would have thought the FBI and Justice Department had nothing to do with the Obama administration in 2016. Well, actually, it was run by his appointees. James Comey is an Obama appointee. Loretta Lynch is an Obama appointee. The head of the CIA, Obama appointee. The head of the NSA, Obama appointee. But President Obama is never mentioned. He's raising money for Hillary Clinton, going out and campaigning for her in a way that no president has done in 100 years. Again, no president has done what Obama did for Hillary Clinton in terms of personal political support and campaign support. There's been nothing comparable done in 100 years. But we're not allowed to ask questions about what he knew and when about the dossier. Now we have good basis to ask these questions, even more because of text messages released by Senator Ron Johnson, Republican from Wisconsin, who has one of the oversight committees in the Senate, where Strzok and Page, the anti-Trump FBI agents at the center of both the Clinton email and Russia investigations, are saying I think it's Strzok who writes, I need to prepare, I'm paraphrasing, the texts are out there for you to review. I'm preparing talking points for Comey's briefing with President Obama. He wants to know everything. Now, Johnson interpreted the text as wanting to know everything about the Clinton investigation. So the defenders, I just love the defenders because they make it worse for those they're defending, say, no, that was probably about the Russia investigation. Oh, well, isn't that interesting? So President Obama wanted to know everything there was to know about the Russia investigation. Did that include the Russia dossier, funded with his party money? The unmasking of Trump associates? All the other abuses that were taking place? And what's even more interesting, the president is talking to James Comey about an intelligence investigation and maybe even a criminal investigation concerning Russia. This is why, for the left that is focused so much and invested so much in abusing the rule of law to target President Trump, the whole thing is collapsing. That's why you hear about figures like Papadopoulos and Carter Page and people who obviously had nothing to do with Russia collusion as defined by the left with President Trump. Why is Mueller still pursuing this investigation? And why hasn't he been asked about what he knew and when about the dossier? So we're in court asking for the records. We're being stonewalled in our request for the records. And I would encourage those responsible officials, whether they be in the White House, the FBI, the CIA, NSA, you name it, Justice Department especially, to start erring on the side of transparency. Because the cover-up is helping the perps in this Russia-Obamagate scandal.